Hello everybody. I'm back with another couple of words, and this video specifically is for people who are in a massive transition right now. And I specifically want to talk about that ache and that pain that you feel in those moments between being embodied in the life that you dream of, or in the thing or in the wish that you are moving towards, and not. When we make changes in life, when we let go of people, places, roles, behaviors, physical belongings even, it leaves an empty space that will be filled by the new version of that thing you let go of, or something completely different. Not necessarily a new version of an old thing, but a new energy that's coming into your life. A very basic example is you go through a breakup because you want someone different. You're not aligned. You quit your job because it's not aligned with you. You leave your environment, you move out of that apartment, and you go find a new one because you want a bathtub and your previous one didn't have a bathtub, or you want to pay less, or you want this extra feature. And sometimes the thing that you want, whether it's a bathtub or emotional intelligence in a partner, or a job that actually appreciates the work that you do, whatever it is, a lot of the time when we let go of what is not aligned, we're not doing it because the better thing is dangling in front of us like a carrot. We're doing it because it's not aligned, and the effect, the weight that it has on our spirit it's not possible for us to ignore it. So we need to make a decision, take a leap of faith, and trust that even though I can't see the relationship that I want, even though I can't imagine being treated better by a person that I love, even though I can't imagine making it as an artist when everybody else says that artists are starving, even when I, whatever it is, live in a city where rent is this high, or the weather is like this everywhere, or the picture of the typical home within my budget looks like this, I can't imagine something better, blah blah blah. I mean, to a certain extent, some of these things are, just use your discernment and be realistic, and, judge your options, judge your reality from a grounded place. I'm not saying, expect to find, I don't know, diamond rings in a Claire's store, you know what I mean? Like, know where you're going and know the parameters of what's available generally, or what's possible. That's a side note. But anyway, as I was saying, we don't necessarily always let go of things that aren't aligned because the better thing is right in front of us. We're letting go of it because the discomfort of it is big enough to signal to our spirit the discomfort that we need to catalyze or initiate change. And then sometimes in transitions, there's like time periods where you have cleared away so much. You have emptied the house, you have emptied your space, you've emptied the room, you have detoxed, you have organized, you have set everything up, you've done the thing. And now it's just a matter of waiting for the right time. Or living within the parameters of three-dimensional reality. In other words, you need sleep. There are only so many hours of daylight in a day. you know, there's only so quickly that you can click a button on a computer screen that says order now for that thing that you want to order. And there's only so immediately that thing can arrive at your door. Heaven and the metaphysical realm, everything already exists there. The basis, the energetic basis of your wanting and longing and alignment or misalignment is already instantaneously written in the metaphysical. But the pain that you feel is a signal. It's a reminder that, one, you're alive and you're sensitive, and two, the physical reflections, aka manifestations, of your soul's longings that will eventually lead to a sense of belonging. There's longing and there's belonging. Longing comes before belonging. Sorry, I kind of lost my sentence there. But basically what I was saying was that in the metaphysical, things already exist. And yeah, the ache that you feel, the pain that you feel is a sign that the processing time it takes for your blessing, for your new thing to be breathed into physical life, into your life, it's still going. It's still in transit, you know? So I just want you to hold on to this. I want you to hold on to this because it's not easy to remember that all the time when we are in transition, because emotions literally color the world. They color life. They give life meaning. And emotions can sometimes dilute or distract our faith, because faith is not fueled by emotion. Faith can be amplified by emotion, especially when the thing that we had faith in comes to life and we see it. But I want you to hold on to this and just remember that the pain that you feel between wanting and having is just a sign that it's in transit. It's just physical reality. It is just a reality of the dimensions that we live in. It is that simple. It can be that simple. And obviously use your discernment if, you know, this is for you, you're going to feel it, you're going to know, and it's going to be like, oh, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Yes, that would explain why I feel this way. And it kind of, I'm sharing this so that you have something to hold on to, because it's so easy to feel this discomfort. I don't really talk to anybody about this feeling, but I know it's a universal feeling. And I know it's a common feeling. It's just kind of things that I kind of have to work out within myself. And I also use ChatGPT to analyze the emotional patterns and things that I experience, and it helps me identify what's going on so I can become more grounded and I can actually find peace again, you know, even in the middle of those moments where my entire spirit is sending off alarm bells. This is not right. I'm not in the right place. I'm not living the right lifestyle. I'm not making the right decisions. And those things are, you know, it's like I'm not in my right environment. I haven't arrived in my place yet. I've been on a road trip for 2 months now, and this is the second long, you know, prophetic led road trip that I've done in my life. And just to kind of give you my own reflection. Maybe this will help ground you and help you reflect back in your own life where this might be showing up, where this energy might be showing up. But I'm traveling right now, and I'm working my way towards specific states and environments that I feel called towards, that have more of what aligns with me. The pace, the weather, the environment, the types of people, the types of things that are available in those places. And right now I'm staying in, it's a nice place. It's a little Verbo place. It's this little rental house. It's clean, it's safe. There's nothing wrong with it. However, I'm in the suburbs and it's suburban sprawl out here, and the weather is a little bit heavier. I'm in like a basin, like kind of valley, flat valley area, and the air, geographically, because of it's a bowl basically, the air is more stagnant and there's more humidity here. And you know, suburban sprawl is like the antithesis of what I crave and need. And you know, down to the simplest things like the colors. This place that I'm in is very gray and white and monochrome and cold, and I just got a notification on my phone that said God blesses you, or God is blessing you, or something like that. And yeah, like the colors and the aesthetic appeal and the light temperature, like all of these things are not what give me life, not what ground my nervous system, not what bring me peace. And this is not a complaint. This is not a complaint, but this is just one small example of how my physical reality is not yet fully reflecting what I long for. I want to be in a warm, colorful house full of natural materials. That soothes my nervous system, that soothes my spirit. I want to be in a drier, higher elevation, wild area. I was driving through town the other day and I realized, like, wait, where's my fear of wildlife? Where's that like vulnerability? Where did that, and those kinds of feelings, being in environments that are more wild, more unkempt, more rugged, so to speak, more vast, you know, less developed. That's another thing that I crave, that helps me flourish. And I've lived enough to know, you know, it's like I've collected things that about myself that work for me. And I'm sharing this personal example again so that you have something to latch onto and you can validate yourself in case you are, you know, in a place where maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you don't even realize, you know, why you feel agitated or why you feel wherever, you know, stuck or whatever it is. And I just want to validate that, whether it's, you know, a minute detail about the color that you are surrounded by or what you're wearing, which does have an impact. And I, you know, I really appreciate aesthetic visual details and spatial visual details like that. I am such an organized person and I love putting things in their place. I love having systems and whatever. It just is good for me. And I'm really good at administrative tasks and whatever. And so when I'm in places where I can't necessarily pour that part of myself into my place, it's like that's a part of my soul. That's a part of how I was built. And so, and again, it's just one small example. And when when I don't have a place to put that, it becomes the ache and it becomes the prayer. And that becomes faith, my faith. It becomes what my faith is directed towards, if that makes sense. I think I'm going to leave this here. I really, really hope this resonates I know it's going to resonate with the right people. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this here. Feel free to comment and share how and if you can relate to this. I really appreciate how people have been sharing on my videos lately that they can relate to a lot of things. And I will say lastly, a lot of the stuff that I talk about on my channel are things that I don't talk with a lot of people about, because I don't know if I have many people close to me at the moment who can fully relate with some of the same things. It's just not a very popular topic of conversation. And this is kind of how I live my life, and the things that I talk about are the things that I process and feel and observe on a daily basis, at least at this period in my life. So sharing videos helps me feel connected to myself and to other people. And there were times where, I was when I began a lot of this transition that I'm in right now, earlier this year, YouTube videos like this got me through my days, my moments, They confirmed, they validated so much that I was silently carrying inside and feeling inside that, no person outside of me was able to at the moment. And so I hope to serve people in that way by sharing in this capacity. So anyway, that's all.